Hey everybody, it's Matt from Eastwood Company, and we're at SEMA 2012. Now when you're at this show, it's so big that every corner you turn, you're gonna find something crazy that you never saw before. And I was actually leaving yesterday, just walking out, and I spotted this from afar and knew it instantly that it was one of Gene's vehicles. We're with Gene Winfield, and it's, obviously stands out from all the, supercars and everything around it. This is what's cool. So thanks for meeting with us, Gene.
Good to see you this morning.
Yeah, thank you. And just tell us, what was the history of this vehicle? It goes back to the 60s, obviously.
Yes, in 62 and 3, AMT Model Company worked a deal with Ford, and they had what they called the Ford Custom Car Caravan. And this toured all over U.S.
Right.
Went all the major shows, indoor shows. And so I built this vehicle for Ford, not this very one, but I built a vehicle for Ford just like this in 62. But it just had a stock 6-cylinder engine and all stock running gear. And this one has 92 T-Bird engine transmission and rear end, and all polished, and the whole bottom of the car is stainless steel, and it's cool. So I went overboard on the bottom just to be different. But I built the outside exactly like it was, and I sectioned it 4 inches through the front back to the center of the bed there. And so, and like I say, the outside is identical to what it was in 62, except for the paint is a little more enhanced. I do the blending of paint. I started the blending of paint, so I had to blend this one a little bit.
Oh yeah, I mean that's obviously what makes it stand out and gives it your touch. From far away, anybody that knows anything about hot rods and custom cars sees that paint job, knows it's yours. So you said you do a lot of classes, obviously, for metalworking and everything, and body work, and you did this one, the sectioning during the class, right?
Yes, one of the classes at my place, I sectioned this a year and a half ago. And then it's set for a while. I didn't touch it for maybe 6 months, and then I got started. So I've been working on it off and on for about a year now. And last minute always rush, getting it done. And we got the wood in the bed. And this was the first vehicle to ever have side opening toolboxes. Made of wood, of course. But now later, every pickup in the country's got them. But yeah, it's side open toolboxes, and of course the bed didn't open up like this before with mirrors and all that. But the basic body work is exactly the same. I put the slant on the doors, a new treatment there. This particular one had quarter windows, so I had to fill them in because the original one didn't. They had 2 models, And I left the door handles on, which is very strange for me. But I wanted it to look very much like the original. A lot of people think it is the original redone.
Tell us a little bit about, you were trying to find the original before you did this one.
Yes, I have been looking for one of these, and I try to build a new car every couple of years for myself, maybe every 3 years. My last one was a Cadillac, Maybelline. So I wanted to build this, and I have a 58 Pontiac that I wanted to build. So I looked for a long time, found the Pontiac, just getting ready to start it, and then this guy, actually Leroy Gillard, who was a customer that I built a 51 Ford for years ago, and it was a very famous car called Gillard's Cart. Real pretty car, And so he brought this down and gave it to me for my birthday 2 years ago, and then I immediately started on it. And it's really cool.
And now the rear end, you said obviously that you went overboard with this. With this particular version.
The fuel cap, is the same, except I actually have the fuel tank inside the toolboxes this time. Where before it had the stock tank. But I wanted to use that area for the air pumps, and the batteries, Optimum batteries, and all that. So it's 92 T-Bird independent suspension. And I painted and blended, and even the front spindles are painted and blended.
Wow.
By the way, I'm going to have a workshop at my place coming up in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to section a 58 Chevy Impala. The whole thing.
So everybody gets to learn, from you while you're doing it, and they get to get their hands involved, right? You put them to work. That's the big thing I've heard about your workshops is that it's not just standing around.
And we use a lot of Eastwood stuff.
Have you been, obviously
the
company.
leading and all the leading butter and all that stuff, tinning butter. All Eastwood. And I talk about it at every workshop. I just signed a contract with World of Wheels group, the indoor shows. I'm going to chop 9 cars in 9 different shows.
Wow. So during the show, you're
in the show, they're going to set up like a little garage. It'll be the Winfield garage or whatever we call it, and they'll move that garage from show to show to show.
Wow.
And I chop 9 different, I don't even know what they are.
They didn't even tell you yet.
No, I don't care.
You don't care. You'll chop anything. It doesn't.
Yeah, as long as they're a 2-door, because it takes more time to chop a 4-door. So we only got 3 days basically, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So you've done so many. Speaking of chops, you've done so many chops. Is there one that's you'd say the most difficult? We would say the one that's the biggest pain.
The fastbacks.
Yeah.
See, if you have a fastback vehicle instead of a notchback, you know, where the trunk and the roof is all in one line, way harder. See, we cut a wedge from the rear quarter window all the way down to the bottom of the trunk. We have to cut a wedge, and because that top has to come forward and down. So
those take a lot more time.
Yeah, just a lot more time, you know.
So during the you know, when you're doing the chops at all these shows, are you going to be doing leading, or are you just going to be getting the basic chop?
We will probably show some lead.
Okay.
But basically we're going to chop them and weld them and try to do the window frames and garnish moldings and stuff.
Yeah. Is there any you know, anything else obviously on the truck? You know, the interior, anything? This is a little different than the interior original.
Oh, it's way different. The color is similar, but the interior, it has Fiero seats in it, and then we got $14,000 worth of chrome underneath this vehicle.
Wow. Was the bed originally, was it a wood bed when you had it in the 60s?
Oh, yeah.
Was it?
Oh,
okay.
yeah. It was the same color, it was ash wood, same color. And everything. It was almost the same, except this one we put a false floor inside the bed, to have the suspension and the room for the A-arms to move and all that. So we brought the bed up so it's shallower. We don't tell the regular people that because it looks the same in the picture.
Right. Yeah. That's all that matters. Well, cool. I really appreciate you showing us showing us the truck, and you know, anything you need, let us know.
Okay,
Thanks
great.
again, Gene. We appreciate it.
Keep whaling with Eastwood.
Yeah. Thank you.